Hello and welcome. I'm Johanna and I live in a tiny village deep in the forests of rural Sweden. In this video, it's finally time to plant the dahlias, give my father the perfect birthday gift, and prepare for midsummer. This weekend started with a quick breakfast and I got to harvest the first cucumber from the cucumber plants that we sowed in the kitchen window earlier this spring. After breakfast, I picked up my mother and we drove down to the cemetery down in Rättvik to do the traditional planting of summer flowers on our family graves. Parts of the church of Rättvik dates back to the 1100s, but the graveyard dates back even further. It is over 1,000 years old and dates back to pre-Christian times. We started at one belonging to my great-grandparents and two of my grandmother's brothers. The next grave is the one of my grandfather Bengt. When I got home, I began weeding the right side of the garden that has been terribly overlooked while we have been busy with new projects. I made this flower bed 2 years ago and slowly it's getting filled with flowers as the perennials grows bigger for every year. Since the risk of frost finally is over, I got to bring my dahlias outside and plant them in the center bed. In the evening we made dinner and I took a walk across the fields just to enjoy the magical summer night. On Sunday my father turned 60 and we organized a surprise party for him in the afternoon. My father is a construction worker and carpenter who is really into history. So what better gift is there than a tool he didn't have, a 5,000 to 7,000 year old axe. I found a small collection of Neolithic axes at an auction, and all the correct procedures of dealing with historical artifacts has been followed. This specific one comes from a settlement in the south of Sweden. Besides being an interesting artifact in itself, these stone axes have a place in the Nordic folklore. They go under the name Åskviggar in Swedish. During the Iron and Middle Ages, these stones were believed to be flakes from Thor's hammer Mjolnir that had been torn off while fighting the giants. And if you had one in your house was protected from lightning. I had bought this little display cabinet and carved a rest for the stone in styrofoam. Then I covered the inside in some leftover red velvet. I managed to put on a dress and brush my hair before it was time to go. I didn't film anything since he doesn't like being on camera, but it was a happy celebration and he was pleasantly surprised to see us all there. When we got home, I spent the evening baking for my village midsummer celebration. We are a small village with only about 25 year-round inhabitants, but during midsummer, a lot of family and friends of us come here to celebrate. After the maypole is risen, there is an open for all fika, where we serve coffee and homemade cakes. This year I'm contributing with a lemon cake that can be made in advance and stored in the freezer until Friday's celebration, and a version of shortbread called Bryssel cakes. The first baking video I ever made was of Bryssel cakes. The video itself is not that good, but the recipe is there for those of you who are interested. Then it was time for me to go to bed and be rested for the last week of work before Midsummer's Eve and the summer holidays began.